On to you, Libra. So you have the Magician, the Eight of Wands, the Emperor, the Seven of Swords, Ten of Wands, Page of Wands, Seven of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Seven of Wands. Okay, so for you Libras, right, the Emperor, which represents Aries, which is your exact opposite sign. So the Magician. Okay. Okay, so the Eight of Wands, the Emperor, the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Wands. Okay, all right, okay, all right. So it's very funny. So the Magician, the Eight of Wands, and the Emperor, right, are about how a lot of you Libras pretty much are in a situation where, or you was, where you had someone that thought that they were a little bit too good for you, right? And then now you have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is about how this person trying to come back to you, begging like a punk, right? Begging like a dog that is rolled over. And you Libras are like, nah, because they had a lot to say when they were around you, and they thought that they had the upper hand, right? When you Libras were actually on their side, they had a lot to say about you. They talked to you like you were a dog. Obviously, you're not that. And now the Magician, the Eight of Wands, and the Emperor, you're sitting in a very powerful position because they want your help now. They want to be in a relationship with you. They want your help. They want your know-how, your ability to get things done. And you Libras will not provide it to them. The Emperor, power, prestige. A lot of people that want your attention, they want your attention. Right? These people are not the only people in which you are talking to. You're talking to other people, right? Because life can change just like that. Within a week, you could have tons of people trying to get your attention, you know, literally. And a lot of you Libras understand this now from personal experience. But the Eight of Wands represents one per person, right? That's been trying to get to know you. So, in other words, a lot of people have been trying to get to know you. It doesn't necessarily have to be particularly 8, but a lot of people have been trying to go after your attention, okay? So the Seven of Swords now represents someone who, you know, they were one of the people that you were getting to know, but they were talking to you like you were some sort of employee, and that they could treat you like trash, right? And that you're the ones that sign, you know, they're the ones that sign their name on your paycheck or something like this, right? But the Ten of Wands, you actually broke free from that because you Libras are not going to sit there and allow someone to talk gobbledygook to you. You Libras already know what time it is. Come on now. So the Page of Wands represents, well, the Ten of Wands represents you having some choice words for them and telling them, nah, you're not dealing with them. Because this is supposed to be a partnership. This is supposed to be something where the two of you trust each other, right? And I've mentioned this once before. How weird does a person have to be where on one hand, the two of y'all smashing, but on the other hand, they're jealous of you? How does that work, right? How would that work? I'm not saying, regardless of whether or not you've been intimate with them is irrelevant. How would that actually work, right? How would that play out? So the Page of Wands now represents you Libras understand that fact. You understand how stupid that concept was, right? To where they're trying to boss the Emperor, which is you. They're trying to boss you around. They're trying to tell you what to do, even though clearly you're making their lives a lot better. You're making their lives a lot easier, right? But now all of a sudden they seem to have this boss complex where they're running around trying to tell you what to do. Anyway, the Page of Wands represents you saw that about them, so you had to get out. You did get out. You stopped talking to them. You stopped rocking with them. You know, these people got to come to you with respect. You understand? And the Seven of Cups now represents you Libras beginning to talk to other people, and they have to accept that, because even if they don't accept that, who cares? You know, who cares? The Seven of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles now. The Seven of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles now represents how well, I should say the Queen of Pentacles now represents how a lot of you Libras have your own self-value. You have your own self-worth. So your self-worth is not being tied to them. It's not being tied to anybody else on the outside of you on an external fashion or faction like that, unless you give them power. You Libras, the power that you got comes internally, or comes from internal source, from you. And the thing about it is that the Two of Cups and the Seven of Wands now represents, right? So people got to come to you with respect. And if they do, right, and things go well, the two of you are going to be like this. But if they don't, they're going to end up like this. You're going to be aware of what kind of nonsense that they're doing, them wasting your time. And of course, a lot of you Libras are not going to take that lightly. So a lot of you Libras are going to tell them, look, get out of my face with that nonsense. But you really want it to be like this. You really want, with all the people that you're getting to know, at the very least, right? At the very least, one of these people that you're getting to know currently, that you're getting to know, is one of the people that really could be someone that's built well for you. So let's clarify some of these cards. Okay, so let's clarify the Seven of Swords. Let's clarify the Seven of Swords. These cards are hard to shuffle sometimes. The Temperance, the Star, the Hierophant, and the Nine of Wands. Right, so for you Libras, right, for them thinking that they're this boss or whatever, okay, the Temperance, the Temperance, the Star, I'm going to tell you why I'm laughing. The Temperance and the Star represents you have to be very patient with them, because because they may, obviously, they're a little bit slow. So you have to, so you Libras have to really kind of be very patient with them, because they think that, you know, they're too stupid to understand that with you in their lives, you're benefiting them. So they decide that they gotta try to flip it around on you and try to make it seem like they're the boss. But you need to take into consideration, my dear Libras, that they're a little bit, they're not that bright. So the Star card and the Hierophant represents how, but you don't have to hang around them too much. You don't have to hang around them at all. You very much so can leave them behind. The Hierophant represents how, because that's not how a relationship is supposed to go. People who claim like they're in relationships are not supposed to turn on each other and low-key be, you know, running game on the other person. What sense does that make? How are you intimate with somebody and then at the same time trying to sabotage them? What part of the game is that? Like, how, you know what I mean? How does someone do that? And then you have the Nine of Wands. Now the Nine of Wands here, the Nine of Wands represents they didn't anticipate you would actually start talking to other people. I keep telling you Libras that these people are not bright. You know what they intended? They intended, what happened is that they allowed all the good stuff that you were doing to get to their head. So as a result, this is why it is that they started acting like that.